Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Nick coming to you today with season two, episode 2 of P Valley. This episode is called 7 Pounds of Pressure. Let's get into it. So the episode opens up with we see girls standing in line to audition to be dancers at the Pank. So that TikTok trending song, what's up, something, what's up, Brie? Something, something, I want all three. Cause she thick. Thick. It's that song, but the person then remixed it and put the new character, Gail Bean's character is, Gail Bean is an actress. She plays Wanda on Snowfall. On this show, her name's Roulette. So the guy says, what's up, Key? What's up, Whisper? And what's up, Roulette? And, in the opening of the song. Big L come. I don't know what Big L going through. Big L looks like he is pimped out with the hat and the striped shirt and a freaking cane. And he had the audacity to look at Roulette and tell her she need to be over there in the line to be a sweeper. And she like, boy, F you. Like, I got talent. And basically like, what you trying to say? I'm ugly. It's starting off cute, so I'm guessing we about to go and see these auditions. So yeah, it's the auditions. We see two girls at the front of the line with denim panties because they not shorts. And one of them has like hot pink hair. She turns to the side and it's actually Miracle. I think her name Miracle Watts. She's actually the girlfriend to Tyler Lepley who plays Diamond, and they're expecting a baby these days. But yeah, Big L like, what's your name? Big L saw that ass. He like, what's your name? She said they call me Big Bone. So we get into the club and we see Uncle Clifford sitting there in his all red get up with a sparkly face mask on. We see Uncle Clifford, we see Mercedes, and we see Autumn slash Haley watching the tryouts. People trying out on the pole and everything. And they have all kind of people trying out because I see a heavyset white man and some red boots trying out. See some white girls and people doing all kinds of things. So y'all, we see all kind of stuff. We see a girl swallowing something, doing tricks with her throat. We see one girl leaning back against the pole with her feet behind her head, bouncing a basketball. And then we see Big Bone get up there. She tries to climb the pole, but she can't manage. She's looking dumb as hell. She can't dance, obviously. We see the young lady Whisper come up. She all on the pole, all graceful like a swan. And then we see Roulette go up and kill it. And his character, she has tattoos and everything everywhere. She has a red mohawk. She doing the thing too. They both doing it, and they actually on it, the pole together, dancing. Not sure if their characters knew each other before tryouts, because we didn't get that. But they on the pole together, and they already have good chemistry working together on the pole from from what we see right now. Auditions are over, right? So apparently, these auditions were for Mercedes to pick 3 or call her pack of people that she was going to train and do dances with. So she says, they go on stage and they say, if I call your name, tap the pole and come on down here. Stand to the left. They call Whisper. They call Roulette. And as Mercedes was about to call whoever she wanted to call next, Autumn speaks up and says, Big Bone. Of course, her and Mercedes get into it because Big Bone can't dance. Autumn says, well, you can teach her. You a coach. She said, I ain't no coach. She said, yes, you are, actually. So they bumping heads now. But she decides, Autumn looking at Big Bone because of her body, not for her skills. And she's like, well, you don't want to teach her to dance, so she could do something. At least she could work behind the bar or something like that. That facing them titties will serve us. So she's going to take her and teach her how to work the bar, I guess. But They stay getting into it, and then for one thing, let's get into Uncle Clifford outfit. It's red, it's lace pants, a shimmery top with a lace jacket, and his shimmery face mask that's hanging down like how the bank robbers would wear. And then he got some shit on his head, and then one long pink, red, and white fucking plait going down the back. And I don't even know, that's not even hair that plait is made out of. I don't know what the hell it's made out of. Child, Uncle Clifford in these outfits. Woo! Little boy just jiggling. And outside of the white guy dancing, there also was a guy. I don't know if he wouldn't be considered a trans person or he was in drag, but it was another guy, a black guy, a slim one, up there that they showed as an extra that was basically trying out to be a dancer. This show is a trip. Woo, child, after Uncle Clifford and Mercedes get into it about the pics and her wanting him to put Autumn in her place, guess who pops up? Fucking Corbin and Andre. So Andre is signing on to be Corbin's legal representation, and he gonna try to buy the paint from Autumn. Wow. Alright, so now we're with Keyshawn, Derek, and the sheriff. Keyshawn's in the kitchen, getting them some water to drink, I'm guessing, some ice water. Derek's phone goes off, and he gets a text saying that the manager position at the auto place been filled. So Derek ain't got that job. And he kept trying to convince her that she don't have to go out to work because he's going to get the job and take care of them. She goes out on the porch, and there he is talking to the sheriff. And they're talking about the case of he was trying to press charges against Diamond for beating him up in the club and all that kind of stuff like that. But like the sheriff said, if I got to charge him with assault, I got to charge you with assault as well. It was both of y'all. It wasn't just him assaulting you. You know what I'm saying? So, um, the baby gets to crying and Dirk goes inside the house. But before Dirk goes in, the sheriff mentions that Diamond works at the Dollar General. Derek goes in the house to tend to the baby that's crying, leaves Keyshawn to go talk to the sheriff. And she gives the sheriff a call and says she not going back to the paint. She dancing from, she got a room set up, so she doing the online thing. He said he hoped she wasn't doing porn. She said she's not doing that kind of thing or whatever. And she gives him her card. She goes back inside. So in the midst of the sheriff and Keyshawn's conversation, he mentions that, the Pank is the stepping stone that Uncle Clifford intended for it to be, but he don't think that Uncle Clifford ever suspected that one girl would leave the Pank to become the manager or the owner of the Pank. And you can see the look in Keyshawn's face, like, damn, yeah. And then she mentions the name Autumn Night, and then the sheriff was like, did you ever get her real name? And she's like, you can't ask a girl her real name. You gotta earn it, and she'll just tell you what the real name is or whatever. And so that kind of like Keyshawn says, yeah, she really had a glow up, didn't she? So I see a twinge of jealousy there for Autumn's glow up by Keyshawn. But the guy Rome, he got Keyshawn on a lot of stuff. She's being sponsored by a lash company, and the lashes are in on the display at the front of all the beauty supply stores, and she doing the tea too, the diet teas or whatever. So, and she offers the sheriff some and stuff like that. But yeah, Keyshawn doing good for herself as well. All right, so we pick up with Mercedes on the pole, basically teaching Roulette and Whisper something, and she like people think it's easy, but it's not. Remember, Mercedes shoulder is out of whack. I think it's her right shoulder. Since murder night, her shoulder been out of whack or whatever. She can't hold up long. Roulette offers to go to the Dollar General and get her some green alcohol for her shoulder. She gets irritated, tell them to go get some water or whatever. When they leave. Oh, speaking of Roulette is Oh Lord, she remind me of my grandmother. God rest her soul. Cause she is popping that daggone chewing gum just like my grandmother used to do, popping and popping. But when they was looking at Mercedes dude saying what she was saying, they was looking at her like, girl, we true to this. We not new to this. You don't need to teach us how to do what we do on the pole. So they go off to go get the water or whatever, take a break. And she talking to Big L. Excuse me. He asked her how she liked the new chrome poles, and she said they got less slip and they got good grip, but I still likes me an old wobbly brass pole. He said, well, chrome poles is what Boss wanted. And she refers to Autumn as Massa Autumn. And he said she getting us, and Big L's words were, she's getting us out that hole. But the devil did start out as an angel once. Remember that. So keep that in mind. So in the office, Corbin, Andre, Autumn, and Uncle Clifford are discussing. Corbin makes the offer to buy the Pank for $500,000, which is twice what Haley paid for it to save it off the auction block. And cause in his mind, if he buys it, the promised land people gonna come back and he gonna make money when they make this casino. And Autumn is like, we're not selling. He was like, but all these other businesses didn't close down and we can use the money or whatever. And she's like, no, there's a difference in supply and demand and need and desire. And she goes into her whole little spiel. And it makes a lot of sense. Like, Corbin, out of here. She was like, we're not selling for no $500,000. When the casino, if it was here, it would be bringing in all this money. And you stand to make a lot of money if the casino comes back. But you only going to give us a $500,000? No. And I don't blame her. So they end that meeting. And before they end that meeting, Corbin tries to insult. Well, he does insult Autumn and say it wasn't but 5 months ago you was on your hands and knees trying to make a $5 out of $1.75, shaking your tail. And Clifford had to put him in his place. And 5 years ago, you didn't have a window to throw a pot of piss out of. So what you saying? Thank God for dead daddies, right? And Big Al calls Uncle Clifford. The meeting is over. They walking out. Just before they go out, Uncle Clifford gets the flyers. And the flyers said that the grand reopening is the next night. And Uncle Clifford was like, but I thought it was next week. So Autumn moved it up a week. And Corbin says, oh, the grand reopening on your birthday? So Autumn had no idea that Uncle Clifford's birthday was coming up. So the grand opening is Uncle Clifford's 40th birthday. And he is pissed about it. So he walks off. The argument continues in the office. Not Uncle Clifford. Autumn is apologizing about it being on Uncle Clifford's birthday, but they need the money. They need to get it open faster or whatever, because they pouring money to fixing this and doing this and that, and they running out. So Uncle Clifford is like, we can't have it reopening. Like, the pig needs a good douche. She ain't ready. And we don't even have a DJ, which they do not. Because remember, DJ Never Scared said he ain't going back to the paint because he ain't getting shot. So, Uncle Clifford make mentions of wrapping his grandmother up in plastic and having her be the fucking DJ or whatever. So, him and Autumn exchange a few more words. And the one thing that stuck out to me was I'm too much of a cat to get whipped by the kitten or get scratched by the kitten or whatever. He is pissed. Then Mercedes comes in because she has seen the flyer. She holds the flyer up like, who idea was this? He points at Autumn and marches on out of there. He is pissed. He's over it. That Autumn, I tell you, it's like she's trying to help in one way, but you can already see that the power is going to her head a little bit too. And then we get this fucking scene of Patrice Woodbine. She got a fucking blonde, greasy bob wig, and she done took Relly's song, Where the Money Reside, Where the Money Reside. She done remixed it to a gospel song. Jesus be. That's all I got. Jesus freaking be. So I forgot to mention that Uncle Clifford told Haley that she gonna run the opening, the re opening by herself because he ain't coming because it's his birthday. So he runs home, huffing and puffing and being dramatic so Grandma can say what's going on. And he says that bitch Haley, she getting on my nerves. And Grandma said, "Can we just kill her?" Yo, Loretta Devine playing this blind lady girl is hilarious. And when we saw Patrice Woodbine, it was because that where the blessings reside was a commercial for her church, and the fact that she's giving out food baskets and hand sanitizer or whatever. And Grandma Ernestine was watching it. Uncle Clifford is over it. So the grandmama said, "Well, we can do something here. We can have like a boom boom zoom with all your ace boom coons or whatever over here." Uncle Clifford is like, "No, I don't want nothing for my birthday. I'm about to be a 40-year-old, have to still live with my grandmother." And I feel you, Uncle Clifford. I feel you on a cellular level. But the way things are going these days is it's better to stick together. Cause this the way things the way of the world right now, like I even saw something that said eggs in Baltimore are gonna be about $12 a dozen by the end of August. That's ridiculous. $12 for eggs. For freaking eggs? It's Clifford going off saying he ain't had no D in 5 freaking years. I mean 5 months. And grandma saying try not having it in 15 years and busting out laughing. Clifford in the room crying, somebody knocking at the door. Lil Murder showed up at the freaking house, y'all. Y'all. So Miss Ernestine said, "Who's that smelling like a smokehouse out here?" Lil Murder said, "Hey, Miss Ernestine." She recognized the voice and she is so excited. He goes up. She told him to come and give her a hug. He hugged her. Of course he coming in because he wants to see Clifford because Clifford not responded to his text. Clifford come peeking out between the beaded curtains. I ain't seen none of them since the freaking 80s. But he comes out. It's a freaking mirror right at the door. So he gonna come stand behind the door as his grandmother is talking to Murder. And Murder could look right in and see his ass in the mirror. And he up there doing all this kind of stuff. Like, boy, what is you doing? He can see you. Grandma Ernestine talk about some. She learned something. M.I. Crooked letter I, and all that from singing that song or whatever. But he said he wanted to come past to check on her, but he really wanted to see Cliff. Alright, y'all. So Lil Murder's at the door basically to apologize to Clifford. That's the message he wants to leave with Miss Ernestine. But he already know Clifford behind the door because like I said, he could see Clifford clearly in the mirror or whatever. So he apologizes for how things went and the fact that he felt like he could have handled things a lot different than what he did, and he apologized and was like he wanted him to know he's sorry before he leaves to go on his tour. Y'all, Lil Murder really in love with Clifford, huh? It wasn't like a little like he just got turned out or whatever. He really loved Clifford, huh? It's Miss Ernestine saying, "Clifford, you talking about you missing some D? Amazon just delivered some right to your door." And the scene goes off. Okay, y'all. So we see Andre pull up to Tydell's house. He's on the phone with somebody talking about that I'm guessing his wife, letting her know that he got to stick around until the reading of the will. As he steps out the car, he notices a whole bunch of water hoses coming from Tydell's house. He follows the water hose and he sees three other water hoses attached to this one water hose and stuff. So he cuts between some houses. He roll up on some dude in a wheelchair. Dude pull out a gun because he don't know who Andre is. Or the gentleman comes out of the house and says, "Nigga, that's Tydell godson." And he was like, you gotta announce yourself before you just scroll up on us like that. Of course, they country, so they gonna say scroll instead of stroll. Um, of course, Andre is like I see. I'm following the water hoses. Like, what's up with that? All of y'all got water hoses attached to my uncle's house. So they let him know. Well, when we running late or behind on our water bills, Tydell would take care of our water bills for us. But now, at this point, because of the pandemic and a lot of people are out of work, nobody's paid their water bill in the last 5 months. Yo in the wheelchair is like, well, some of us ain't paid it in 5 years, haven't been able to pay it in 5 years. So Andre go back to the house, and that's where he finds all these old bills and stuff, and he looking through them. Then he pulls out that VHS tape that he pulled out last week. It said Abraham's son, and it's an old tape of him and Tydell coming out of the room or coming out on the porch. And he said, "Tell him what we was talking about in the room. What you want to be when you grow up." And it's Tydell as a younger man, and it's Andre as a kid. Andre said, "I want to be Superman." And he said, "No, tell him what you said in the room." So Andre says, "When I grow up, I want to be president." So you can hear somebody saying, "You can't grow up and be president, little nigga." And Tadell was like, "You shut the fuck up," basically. And he turns to Andre and he tells him, "Listen, you a king. You a little king. You a king. Don't you never accept the word can't. When somebody say you can't, you just do what you got to do to show them that you can." So I like what he instilled in Andre to never accept the word can't. Just try and try until you can say I can do it. And also the fact that you a king, like don't let nobody tell you that you're not a king and you low level just because of the color of your skin, basically. And the person in the background talking shit is actually Andre's father, because he said, "We're gonna tell your daddy kiss my ass, and I'm gonna tell your daddy to kiss my ass," because he trying to instill into Andre to want better, to want more, to go ahead, strive for more. You know what I mean? Which is something that people sometimes don't hear coming from a very poor community like that. When that is all that you see, struggle and sacrifice and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around wanting more, because it's like you don't see the more, so you like sometimes will have self-talk and self-doubt saying, "I can't achieve, this is all there is to see and to get and to achieve," or whatever. And sometimes they don't dream big, but I'm glad Tydell put in his mind to dream big. Set your goals, set your sights higher than this. Also, we pull up on Keyshawn. She walking into the baby room. Derek in the damn diaper genie. He done found the fucking pampers that she hid. Now, let's not forget that the sheriff already told him that Diamond is now working at Dollar General, at the dollar store or whatever. And so he questioning Keyshawn about the fact that you only went down to that dollar store because you wanted to see Diamond, didn't you? And he getting on her face and stuff. And she's like, "No, no, I didn't just go down there to see him. I didn't even know he worked there. I went to get the Pampers and I went to get the moon pies, and I just happened to see him there." And he basically, she making it fucking worse for Diamond, because she telling Derek that Diamond hollered at her. So now Derek is calling the fucking store talking about Diamond harassed Keyshawn, and that he need to lose his job at the dollar store for harassing people, because she was telling him that he was jacking people up and not letting people in without no mask on, and she didn't have a mask either, so he wouldn't let her in the store. Like Derek trying to do anything he can to get Diamond jacked up, because he mad that Diamond whipped his ass in that club on murder night or whatever. And Keyshawn is still talking to Derek about the fact that Rome is doing all this stuff for her, that she want to go on this tour with Lil Murder, because Rome already got her some sponsors. She told him about the lashes and the tea, and he trying to get her some money. He don't want Rome. He don't want her to go with Rome, and then he also don't want her to go with Lil Murder either. But this is because he don't even know that Lil Murder Lil Murder want Uncle Cliff, and Keyshawn is acting like a front, like a beard for Lil Murder, basically. Lil Murder don't want no daggone Keyshawn. Derek is so afraid, he's an abuser, and he is so afraid that Keyshawn gonna find and do better than him. And she is eventually, when she finally gets tired. But I'm ready for her to get tired already. But at this point, she making things worse by keep telling him Diamond did this or Diamond did that. He making it worse for Diamond, and I'm sick of it. So, in the midst of the conversation with Keyshawn and Derek, he runs off to go and call and complain that Diamond harassed Keyshawn. He asked her what did Diamond say to her, and she said, I don't know. It was something about a mask. He was harassing and yelling at people about a mask. And Derek tells the people that, and they tell him that that's not the first time somebody complained about him not wearing him yelling at people about not, the mask mandate. Then they hang up the phone. He looks at Keyshawn, and she said he had the nerve to say that you called him a gutter nigga, but you wouldn't say nothing like that, right? And he was like, no, I would never say nothing like that. Do I look like I would say something like that? So then she goes into her whole spiel, like, I just wanted to go outside. I wanted to get some air, but how did you know I went to the the dollar store? He said, because the sheriff told me that Diamond worked there, and I got a tracker on your car, and he told me that you was at the Dollar Tree at 12:24. It comes straight to my phone. What the entire crazy stalker fuck? And as they having this conversation, he's yelling at her and stuff. Cause she talking about Rome have contacted, like I said, to go on tour with Lil Murder. And he like, you'll get shot before you catch the virus. So no, you're not going with them. You're gonna stay up in his house and dance in his house. You're not going to none of them ghetto ass clubs for $1. So it's a ghetto ass club, but you never call somebody a gutter nigga. Make it make sense. And also, did y'all notice Keyshawn is sporting a fucking black eye as we speak? She got to get out of this shit. She got to get out. She got to find her strength and get out of this. Because it's not worth it. So we got Lil Murder in the back of the fucking hearse. Woody taking him around in the hearse, y'all. Lil Murder like, this, we can't get a tour bus this weekend. Woody like, do we got money for a tour bus? Which they do not. So the tour is actually on. We don't know where they riding to. But Lil Murder decides to call DJ Never Scared and say the tour is on. So when he gonna be there ready to go, they're gonna leave soon. They're gonna do a 12 city. DJ Never Scared like, oh shit, I'm in Atlanta. Some DJ backed out and they needed a producer, so I'm over here working and getting my coin over here in Atlanta. I ain't going on tour with y'all. And then we see somebody come up behind him and say, run that beat back, and I know that voice. It's Meg. I don't know if she's playing herself in this, but it's definitely Meg's voice, Meg the Stallion. DJ Never Scared over there producing some tracks for her. And then we flip back to Lil Murder and Woody pulling up at the penitentiary. And this is when we see, I guess he a homeboy of Lil Murder's and Woody's from way back. So homeboy come walking up out the penitentiary with his Gucci on. They make a point to show his black Timbs. They fresh. And he got the 3 teardrops. He got the neck tattoo. And everything got a mask on. He coming out to Rick Ross. I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover. Nice little beat. He come out. He pulled the mask down. Lil Murder gets real happy and hugs him. But as he's hugging him, he get this look on his face like, whew, you know what I mean? And then he also kind of like look away because the boy, he makes fun of the guy. He said, you got this Gucci 99 on. And the guy like, no, nigga, this like 2009. And Murder like, damn, you went up for a long time. You been down for a long time. And when they was pulling up to the penitentiary, Lord Murder say, oh, I get it. You trying to bring me back to, we took this long ride to look at a place that I've been so you can show me how far I've come and where I can go. And he was like, no, you need security. Wody was like, you need security. So the guy that comes out is somebody from their childhood that Wody trusts. And he gonna let him be Lord Murder's security, which is great because like I said, episode 1, I can't think of that boy name, but that boy that Murder beat up on the night that was supposed to be Mercedes' last dance, that boy, he was in the back of that Cadillac. And they looked like they had plans for Lil Murder, like they're going to try to rob him or do something to him. So this guy, his name is Big Teak, and like I said, he's somebody that Woody trusts. And he gonna go on tour with Lord Murder. But like I said, Lord Murder face is like, I don't know what that look was after he hugged the boy and the guy went over to hug Wody. I don't know what that look was, but I don't know if it's a look of concern, like I'm not sure I trust him being my security, or damn, my friend did a long bid. Was it something where him and Murder, he took a charge for murder? Like, what was it? But Murder had this look on his face, and I can't explain what it was. Then we pick up with Rome is at Derek and Keyshawn's house talking about the tour, talking about the sponsors, which was the lashes and the tea. And she also got waist trainers too. And they call it Mississippi Tea and Mississippi Lashes. Um Derek, like I said, Derek don't want her to go on this tour and stuff like that. And so Mississippi is asking some good questions now. She says she remember in season 1 she was having a conversation with Mercedes, and she told Mercedes all she got is that pretty face. Like she don't have nothing else going for her. She didn't see herself doing much more than what she was already doing in season 1. And she didn't see greater for herself until she blew up from dancing to Lil Murder song Falling, when Mercedes ended up beating up Patrice Woodbine and getting locked up. Um Keyshawn, well, Mississippi went out there and danced and she blew up off of that. And from that, now we seeing where her smarts coming in. Yeah, she beautiful, but she is smart and she very business minded, because she's asking Rome, so do I get paid off the dough? And then how much do I get paid? Do the incidentals come out of my pay? Like, do I, you know what I mean? Like, how am I staying at the hotels? Who's paying for that? My hair, my wardrobe, all that stuff, makeup, all the things that I need to do what I need to do on this tour. Who's paying for it? Is it coming out of the money that y'all paying me off the door, or is it coming out of y'all budget? She's very, very smart, and she working over Rome to make sure she get what she feels like she deserves out of this tour. It's Keyshawn telling Rome, this all might be a wash. If I gotta pay for everything, incidentals, my rooms, everything gotta come out of my cut, it might not be worth it for me to leave my kids behind to go on this 12-date tour, which is true. And then she throws in, plus I don't have to go anyway because Dirk just got a new management position. Now we all know Dirk didn't get that goddamn job. Now he ain't tell Keyshawn ass that he ain't get the job yet, but she already seen it flash on his phone when they first texted him about it. And she got Blue sitting there looking stuck. So it's Big Teak, Lord Murder, and Blue Wop, also Rome, also known as Rome, in the back of the hearse, and Wode in the front driving. They in the hearse outside of Keyshawn's house. And he in there telling them, as he's bipping dope, he telling them, what the fuck? Like, she just railroaded me basically, and acting like I'm not giving her the best deal. Wody said, but are you really giving her a good deal? And he gets a little bit offended. We see Lord Murder wink at Teak, and that's when Teak fall out acting like he dying. Blue Guap like, well, Rome and Blue Guap is the same person. He's like, what the fuck? This nigga, what's wrong with this nigga? And Wody's like, you never played killer before? It's when one person get picked to be the killer, they wink, and once they wink, somebody got to play like they died within 30 seconds, and you got to guess who the killer was. It's a party game. So he figures it out, so they say they want to use that to get Dirk to let Keyshawn go on the tour, but they don't even have to do that, because next thing you know, Blue gets a text from Keyshawn saying, thanks, I'll do the rest, meaning that thanks for coming and talking to Dirk. She gonna do what she gotta do to coax Dirk to let her go on this fucking tour. So we at the Pank for the reopening, and we got Big L behind the fucking DJ booth playing CDs and talking shit about not touching the girls. We see Big Bone with her cute outfit on. She working the bar area and everything. Then we get to see some performance. We see Roulette and Whisper on one pole, and we see Mercedes doing her thing on another pole. And then next thing you know, they killing it. Roulette and Whisper is fucking killing it on this pole. To the point that Mercedes feel like it's competition, and she don't like nobody knowing more than she know. I noticed that. She one of those people, she can direct you how to do something, but she don't want you to do better than her. And she feel a sense of like, oh shit, I gotta show them something. Because remember, when she was practicing earlier, calling herself, showing them what to do, she hurt her shoulder, and when she came down, she hurt her shoulder, and Roulette offered to go to the dollar store and get her some green alcohol, and she took offense, talking about some, they trying to say I'm a grandma out this bitch, and she upset about it. So when she see them going to the top and doing everything, and once they start doing what they doing, people, they making it rain on them, this thunderstorming on them, it's monsooning on them the money, okay? Nobody really paying Mercedes no attention, so Mercedes not gonna be the big name no more, because they doing better than her on the pole. They doing more stuff. She can't do what she normally used to do. So this motherfucking Mercedes climbs to the top of this goddamn pole. Oh my God. Y'all, she climbed to the top of that fucking pole. And she do some stuff. And then as she coming down, her arm hurts so bad she lose her grip. And this motherfucker, we see her going down, y'all. She falls off that fucking pole. They showed it in slow motion too. Alright, y'all. So of course Autumn is running the club without Uncle Clifford there. Uncle Clifford is at home. It's his birthday. He 40. Like I said, he feels some kind of way about turning 40 and still living with the grandma. The grandmother tells him he need to go take some trash out. He go to take the trash out, and we see people in a fucking Scream movie masks. He fights and push them off, and then they fucking get him and throw him in a trunk. They drive for a while, they get him out the trunk and pull their mask off. It's some of his friends that we didn't see any of these people in season 1. And guess who one of his friends is? Fucking Raleigh. Where the money reside, where the money reside. So they had Patrice Woodbine bite his song and remix into Where the Blessings Reside. And then they actually had him in this freaking episode. So they gave him a surprise fucking party, y'all. And they skating and stuff. Oh my God. And they play this song. And I don't know the song. The only reason I know of it or know some of the parts of it is because one of my favorite YouTubers, she sings this song in videos all the time. And it's Bondi Blue. And I'm guessing it's like a New Orleans bounce type of song. And they say something. Because you want to be starting or something. You want to be fighting in the club. And it's something. I don't know the words, but I know it when I hear it, and it always makes me think of Bondi Blue. So I'm sure she's going to enjoy seeing that in this episode that they played that song that she always singing this in her videos. But it was so cool that Raleigh got to be on this episode and he got to have some lines and all that kind of stuff. That's dope. Yo, they over there having problems at the Pank. It's no security over there. Big Bone standing on the bar, popping ass, getting money. She's supposed to be just serving drinks. And Toy complaining to Autumn like she not supposed to be doing that or whatever. Then you see whatever the girl is, I can't think of her name, is the one that was pregnant on season 1. Now she got a baby. Clifford was holding her baby in the first episode. She said she didn't know who the baby daddy was, and he also told her don't have no baby daddy drama in this fucking club. And what she got, she said, I don't even know who the daddy is. Well, guess what? She got baby daddy drama in the club because the guy's in her face, yelling at her face about a damn paternity test because he know that's his baby, so he said. Bid, the club at the kitchen is on motherfucking fire. Autumn opens the fucking door to the kitchen and she like, Big L, you supposed to be on the ones and twos, not on this fire. It's a whole fucking fire. He talking about he trying to handle 2 things at once. He trying to multitask. The club going to shit. They need Clifford. They need Clifford. Wait a minute, y'all. So we back to the scene with Clifford and his friends, and like I said, they didn't took him and gave him a surprise party. But when they took him out the trunk of the car, I forgot to mention the fact that he confessing all these fucking sins about him and Big L robbing a bank, him having sex with somebody's brother after Sunday school, and how they chopped up this body and threw it in the fucking river. And then they say surprise, and then he talking about some, oh, that was, I was joking. But somebody gave Clifford a cape saying, they said that we celebrating you tonight. This is because you didn't get to go to prom. This is like you the queen of the night, prom queen of the night. The person that passed, it was a stud that passed Clifford the cape. Was that Niecy Nash wife Jessica? It looked like it was her, but I'm not sure. Y'all tell me. As I'm watching this scene of Clifford's party, they have an outdoor skate rink. They got guys in heels stripping and being go-go dancers with the big heels on and everything. And I'm noticing the roller skaters. It's a bunch of them that I follow because y'all know I love roller skating. I see a skater named Yana Atlanta. You can follow her on Instagram and TikTok and stuff. I see Sean Christopher, and he spelled it SeanXopher for Sean Christopher. I know it is them. Oh my God. I'm loving this. I'm so loving this episode. Remember the song. I remember the song now too. It say, do it baby, stick it baby, do it baby, stick it baby. Bondi used to, well, she, not no used to, because she still sing it every now and again. But she sing that song a lot. Oh, y'all, Clifford sees somebody that reminds him of Lord Murder, but I'm not sure that's Lord Murder. Why he in there? He's sitting in his queen chair. As I was saying, he's sitting in his queen chair, but y'all, we know that's not Lord Murder, because Lord Murder is always, when he go out, he always Gucci down. And this person got on some paisley looking something. It is not Gucci. So we know that's not Lord Murder for real, for real. Of course, the person walking past, the face and everything, I'm sure it was Lord Murder. But I don't think it was really him. You get what I'm saying? Like, they used him to walk through this scene in that outfit for Clifford to think that it's him, but I don't think it's really Lord Murder at this party, because this is a surprise party given by some friends that we never got to meet. And I'm sure Lord Murder don't know these friends. So we all know the Paradise Room is red now because of the blood that kept bleeding through the white walls. We see Mercedes teaching Whisper and Roulette something. She giving an 8 count. And Roulette is like, I just like to be flying through the air. Like, why we got to do these counts? Let's just freestyle. They end the VIP section. But then the pole is hanging from the ceiling in the red room now. And it's swinging back and forth like a pendulum. And Whisper goes into the room looking at it swinging like a pendulum and was like, let's ask the questions or whatever. But Mercedes looking petrified because we all know what transpired in that room. Y'all, and I just want to mention the context that Whisper is wearing. Whisper look, the eyes look out there. They ask the question, Roulette asks, is a bitch gonna make bank tonight? And the way the pendulum is swinging, Whisper said yes. And then she tell Mercedes now, and she'll turn, and Mercedes looks stuck. And then here come Autumn Night saying, we need y'all out on the floor now. Her hair drenched, because you know she been in there trying to help Big L put out that fucking fire. Alright, y'all. So we back at Uncle Clifford party. His friends talking to him. And Riley notices some trade, as he says, at 12 o'clock. Uncle Clifford said, go and try and test it out or whatever. He shows them a picture of Lord Murder. The picture that he saw on Instagram, Lord Murder promoting his Dirty Dozen tour or whatever. So then we goes back to the club. Mercedes, like I said, she danced and she falls. And we see Diamond doing something to help her. To me, this whole him pulling the pressure or whatever it was he was doing off of her shoulder, to me, this whole thing went on a little bit too long with him pulling the pressure out, but he eventually does what he doing. He got the magic touch, and he said he just pulled 7 pounds of pressure out of her shoulder, and that be the amount of pressure that you need to pull a trigger on a gun. So now it's confirmed that Mercedes is the one who shot and killed Montavious. After Diamond does this for her, and she sits up or whatever, she looks at Haley and yells at Haley like she tired. She she tired, and she feel like she already done so much for Haley, and she need Haley to get out of her house tonight. She over it. Um, we go back to Uncle Clifford being at his party. He goes over there to get some roller skates from the skate rental booth, and he gets a blowjob from the trade that Relly noticed earlier. He goes down on Uncle Clifford. He pulls his mask down, and of course, we realize that it's not actually Lord Murder. Of course, earlier when he thought he saw Lord Murder, that really was Lord Murder walking through or whatever, for that scene. But they want to make it seem like Clifford just see Lord Murder in every guy or whatever because he missing them. But this guy's obviously shorter and thicker than Lord Murder is. When I missed the part. I'm sorry. You know what? Uncle Clifford do get a blowjob from that dude at the club. I mean, at the roller skate party. But he do make his way back to the club after Diamond pulls out, he pulls out a Mercedes or whatever. Uncle Clifford is there and everything also. And that's when, like I said, Diamond pulls. They call Diamond. Uncle Clifford is the one who called Diamond, and then he also rushed over there from his party. Um, we see Mercedes fuss and say she don't want what you come living with her no more. She want Autumn to go get her own place or whatever. She felt like I said, she didn't put too much on the line, sacrifice too much for Autumn at this point. So Autumn gotta find somewhere to stay. They all leave the club, and where we see Autumn. Autumn is still inside the club, like Uncle Clifford used to be in season 1, sleeping in the club, and she turns on some old bluesy type song and goes to the bar, get a bottle, and she got some pretty lingerie on and like a off-white kind of like robe or top, and she gets on the pole and she's swirling around the pole, and she's actually doing a good job, way better than she used to do in season 1. And as she started doing that, who walks in the club but Andre? He goes up to her and he tells her thank you for encouraging him to go pay his respects. And he tells her, so since you own the club now, I'm guessing you gonna be here for a little while longer. And she said something to him, I forget what it was. But I'm guessing he gonna stick around and try to take care of people like try to help out and take care of the people like his godfather used to do. I'm thinking I think Andre gonna end up running for mayor. And Haley tells him he's welcome for the encouraging him to go and pay his respects to his godfather. And at this point, she gets up close on him, and he put his head on her shoulder, and he lets out his grief. He cries for you can tell he's letting out his grief or whatever, about his godfather. And that's basically how the episode goes off. This episode was super good. Like I said, I really enjoyed it, especially seeing Relly on here, seeing the freaking skate party, because that's right up my alley. It looked like a really good time, and actually recognizing some of the people that I like to watch roller skate on Instagram and other social media sites. Yeah, I really dig that. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. I hope it's not going to be too long for y'all and not too confusing with me going back and forth, some scene by scene and rushing and saying some other stuff before the scene came up or whatever. But I really enjoyed this episode, y'all. It's good. They doing a good job writing on this show, and I'm glad that Lord Murder got some security. I'm glad Wardy thought of it to get him some security, but I also hope that this is somebody that Lord Murder really could trust, and that he not going, do Lord Murder in on do some shit that spark some other shit that get Lil Murder caught up or whatever. Because I really do have a bad feeling about them boys looking at Lil Murder like that. I'm really feeling like Lil Murder's story is going to end up like so many of these other rappers that just as they was about to get their big break and get big time, they get murdered or they catch a case and they go into jail or something of that nature. I don't want it to be so, but I feel like that's where the storyline is going. So again, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Let's get down here and discuss this episode. What was y'all favorite parts and all that kind of stuff like that? What y'all think is coming up for the season or whatever. Um and don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already subscribed. Peace out, y'all. See y'all in the next one. Y'all, I forgot one pivotal part of the episode. I forgot that Keyshawn had to sex Derek and talk to him to get him to let her go on that tour. That's what she did. She talked to him, talking about some, you've been taking care of me, doing everything you can do to take care of me, and now let me take care of you. And she puts the baby in the crib, and we see her walking down the road to go and get in the car with Murder, Wody, Rome, and Teak so that they can go start this tour. I forgot to mention that. So it's like her walking down in slow motion is her getting a little taste of freedom. I'm thinking that after this tour, maybe she's not going to go back to Dirt. She's going to find a way to not go back and try to go back, only go back to get her kids, hopefully. And that's it. I see y'all for real, in the next one.